If you're a man and watching this video, you are totally welcome to watch. But this video is really going to be for the ladies. Ladies, hop in. We're about to go shop in the men's fragrance department. What's up, fragrance lovers, and welcome to the video. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stick around for a little bit. If you are a returning family member, thank you so much for clicking on another video. For those that are new here, my name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. As you can see in the background, smelling good is what I love to do. So if you're someone that is into smelling good just like me, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bells, that way you don't miss out on any uploads. Like I said in the beginning of the video, fellas, you are more than welcome to stay, but I'm really talking to my ladies. This video is to help encourage you to go into the men's department and find you a fragrance. Yes, that is the whole purpose of me making this video. If you are a family member, you know this is something that I have preached since the beginning of time, because I do have about 10 fragrances here that are targeted for men, or maybe used to be targeted for men, but I feel like the ladies can pull them off. So back in my day, and I'm not going to tell y'all how old I am, but back in my day, there was a clear distinction when it came to marketing fragrances. The brands marketed for women and they marketed for men. Like, there was a line there, okay? And back in my day, girl, you did not see any ladies shopping for fragrances in the men's department. Like, that was a men's cologne for the men only. It was a men's only club, okay? We are in a new day. A lot of brands have stopped marketing for any particular gender. A lot of times when they market, their fragrances are marketed as genderless. And that's been a bandwagon I've been on for years. I feel like at this point, fragrances are made for whoever wants to wear them. They have no gender. Yes, some of them do come off a little bit more masculine. If you're a woman, they could come off a little bit more masculine than what you would like. But for the most part, I feel like they are totally genderless. And let me just tell y'all, a lot of my favorite fragrances are targeted for men. So we're going to get into that. But I just want to say I'm really happy that brands have turned that corner. And I think I feel like it's happened because a lot of us in the fragrance community have basically said the same thing that I'm saying. Fragrances are genderless. Anybody can wear them. And I also feel like they did it too to make more money. Because what if a fragrance comes out and it's targeted for a man, but it sits a little bit more on the unisex side, maybe leaning a little bit more feminine? A lot of guys might not dig it, but if the right woman smells it, she just might buy that thing, okay? She just might go ahead and spend that coin. And I am said woman. But let me start with my very first cologne that I bought that was targeted for a man. And you guys are not gonna believe it. Now, this is definitely a 90s fragrance. And every time I smelled it in the club, I went crazy. Like, it was a very popular scent. So a lot of guys were wearing it. And I just love the way this smells. This is an oldie but a goodie. Not a lot of people talk about this fragrance anymore. Hell, a lot of men don't really talk about this fragrance anymore. But I think it's a gem. And it's definitely, like, every time I smell it, I just go down memory lane. And this is Pie by Givenchy. Definitely giving 90s vibe. The bottle is super unique, I feel, but it's screaming 90s in my opinion, because it's been a while since I've worn it. Oh, this is beautiful. It still smells exactly the way it smelled in the 90s. This smells the same way it smelled when I first purchased it And I hadn't sprayed this in a while, so I was really nervous like spraying it just then, because I was like, please don't let it have turned. And I try to take really good care of my fragrances. If you guys want a separate video on how I take care of my fragrances, let me know. But it's very simple. Keep them out of light, keep them in a cool place, and your fragrances will more than likely last you forever. Okay, so that's just a little tip on how to take care of your fragrances. Before I look at the notes, I just want to go off the dome real quick, but it is definitely giving me a amber. Okay, this is an ambery fragrance. I feel like I'm picking up on a little bit of lavender. I also feel like I'm picking up on something a little powdery, so there could be some type of iris in here or violet. But the main notes that I am getting is amber, okay? Vanilla, I'm getting something powdery. It's not giving me a heavy floral at all. So it's like I do get this very warm smell from this fragrance, which is definitely all the benzoin. There's no amber in here, but there's benzoin, there's tonka, so I do get this kind of warm, toasty type of feel. Definitely picking up on the vanilla. Now in the top is where it threw me off, because there's a lot of green notes in here. We have rosemary, basil, tarragon, there's some mandarin. In the middle you get lily of the valley, neroli, anise, and geranium. And so it does have this it has a green, fresh, clean, soft, spicy greenness to this fragrance, but not necessarily earthy. Because sometimes when I smell green fragrances, it could go into an earthy direction. Now I see why I fell in love with this fragrance, because there's a softness to this fragrance. There's no iris here, so maybe that creamy softness is coming from the almonds. I don't know, but I do see why I love it so much. And I'm really happy that when I smell this, it's not necessarily connected to any individual from my past, so I can really enjoy wearing this fragrance, because y'all know how scent memory can be, child. It can be a mother, okay? It makes you not want to wear certain fragrances, but when I smell this, it just really puts me in the frame of mind of fall, winter, a cool month. I don't see myself pulling this in the dead heat. I don't think it's gonna go. It won't go well. It really won't. But this is a beautiful scent. Again, this is Pie by Givenchy. I'm sure at this point you can find this fragrance at any discount website, okay, and probably for $20. I don't think you should be paying more than $20 for Pie. I'm saying that, but if it's discontinued, you might spend a little bit more than what you really want to, okay? Moving on. Let me just tell y'all a little story real quick, a little quick story time, quick story time. When I bought my first cologne, and I think it was, you know what, it was Pie, but I ended up giving it away. So one day my brother came over to my house, and at the time I had probably about 50 fragrances, and he came into my room and he was looking at my perfumes and stuff, and he was like, why do you have that? That's for a guy. Oh, that's like some dude like you dating, da 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 da. I'm like, no, that's for me. And he was like, no, you're a woman and this, that, and other. You're not supposed to be wearing colognes for men. And y'all, he took my Pie. So that is actually the second bottle of Pie that I have, and I want to say I bought it a couple of years ago. That's why the bottle is still full. My next fragrance is one that I actually bought because at the time I was dating someone and he used to wear this to dinner, and we had a little bit of a debate about this particular fragrance, okay? And I said, it smells like it's made for a woman. And he was like, no, it's actually made for a man. At that time, even though I had a lot of fragrances, I didn't know then what I know now. So I was very ignorant, okay? But he schooled me, all right? He schooled me, and he hipped me to this fragrance. And this is called Roja Man. Y'all, when I tell you, this is one that any woman would smell and go, you wouldn't know that it's made for men unless I told you, because of the notes that are in this fragrance. This is a coffee fragrance, but it is very sweet. It is very sweet. I want to say there is cappuccino in here. There is some vanilla, of course. And I feel like the coffee is really in the background. So if you're not a coffee lover, I would not, be too worried about that. I pick up these really pretty floral notes in this fragrance. And I want to say there could be some jasmine in here. It is so beautiful, soft and feminine, like what you would encounter in fragrances that are made for women, right? In this fragrance, you have lavender, bergamot, cappuccino, raspberry. You have a little bit of woodiness from the cedar. You have lily of the valley. And did I say jasmine? The jasmine is sending me. Ooh, it's so pretty. I promise you, you would not. If I put this up to your nose right now, let me back up. If I blindfolded you and put this up to your nose right now, I guarantee you, you would not be able to tell at all that this is made for a man. You would not. You simply would not. Maybe what would sway you or change your mind is the lavender, because oftentimes I find that lavender is a very popular note that's used in fragrances for men, and also maybe the woodiness, okay? Because I do pick up on the cedar in here. But other than that, this is the perfect fall fragrance. You know what, to be honest with you, I could probably wear this any time of the year, but this would make a really great fall fragrance. This is my second bottle, and I want to say I picked it up at like a little mom and pop perfume shop, and it was $20, but I have seen it on places like Fragrance X for like the same price. It could be $9, I don't know, but it should not cost you more than $20 is what I'm saying. Now I know y'all you know what, this is probably by far one of the best smelling men's cologne to date. I feel like this fragrance is still very popular. I feel like it has so much character. I don't think it will ever go out of style. It's very classy, it's very dapper, very sexy, very manly. This is probably one that a lot of you ladies will say that it leans more masculine. And if you have a husband or a man right now, he probably has this fragrance in his collection. But I would say when he's not around, just wear it one day, see how you feel about it. But this one is my favorite. This is my baby right here. I'm on my second bottle. This is Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Is this Eau de Parfum? Yes, this is the Eau de Parfum version. The first one I had was Eau de Toilette. So I wanted to re-up, but I knew I wanted to try the Parfum version. I feel like the Parfum version just has a little bit more razzle dazzle, okay? A little bit more sparkle, a little bit more sexiness, if you catch my drift. This is one of my favorite blue fragrances. So if you do decide to go down that whole cologne rabbit hole, you will hear a lot of people talk about blue fragrances. And when they say blue, they're really referring to marine, okay, aquatic, which those are not my favorites. I will be honest with you. I don't have a lot of marine aquatic fragrances in my collection. I've tried to go there. I just haven't acquired that taste. But this is my favorite blue fragrance, and it's very citrusy. It has some woody notes. It may have a little greenness to it. Immediately I'm getting the citrus. The top is magnetic, by the way, but immediately I am picking up on the citruses. Has to be bergamot. You talk about fresh, clean. If your aesthetic is fresh and clean. Like you enjoy a soapy smell. Ooh, the sexiness is starting to hit me. There may be a little oak moss in here. Maybe that's giving it that somewhat of an aquatic feel, because it does feel like watery, okay? Oh, there's aldehydes in here. The aldehydes is what's giving it that razzle dazzle. I love aldehydes. I don't know about y'all, but anytime there is aldehyde listed in fragrance, I go crazy. Aldehydes also is giving it that fresh, soapy, clean smell. So in this fragrance, there are, what I'm gonna tell you what I'm picking up. I'm picking up on the grapefruit. I'm picking up on that mint. It's a slight mintiness to this fragrance, a little pink pepper, because I am getting some spice from this fragrance. And I could be getting it from the ginger as well. There's nutmeg here in the middle. And in the base, I am picking up that cedar. There's some amberwood, there's some patchouli, there's some incense. I can't really pinpoint what is giving it that aquatic smell, but when I read the accords, it's citrus, amber, woody, warm spice, aquatic, fresh, spicy, smoky, balsamic, fresh, and powdery. This is just beautiful, and it's beautiful on me. This is one that I do gravitate to more so in the spring and summer because of the citrus, because of those aquatic notes. I don't know about y'all, but when it's really hot outside and I live in Texas, I need to smell fresh, okay? I need to smell like I just stepped out of the shower, okay? And I feel like citrusy fragrances just really play well with my sweat. I know that sounds kind of gross, but it does. It really does. I don't know. Maybe it just cuts the smell of the sweat. I don't know, but I gravitate towards citrusy fragrances more so in the hot months. I just really do. This is a sexy fragrance. This, in my book, is a top 10 for life. Like, I never get tired of smelling this, whether I'm wearing it, whether someone else is wearing it. I just never get tired of this smell. So the next one we have coming up is actually from Valentino. I haven't smelled a lot of the Valentino fragrances that are targeted for men, but this one, I don't know what prompted me to put my nose on this fragrance. Sometimes I just get a wild hair up my butt and I will go to the men's side and see what's going on over there. Maybe because I'm a little nosy. I put my nose on this fragrance and I was thoroughly pleased. This is Uomo, Donna Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. Am I saying this right? This is Valentino's Uomo, Born in Roma. This is Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, Yellow Dream. Could they have given this fragrance a longer name? Seriously. But can we just have a little commotion for the bottle? I love these studs on the bottle. It is just sickening. So cute and so sexy. I love the bottle. This fragrance sits kind of almost on a gourmand for me. I love the pineapple in here. There is vanilla, there is gingerbread, there is mandarin, there's some spicy notes in here. This is just gorgeous. Like, I don't even know why the girls are not checking for this fragrance, honestly. Oh, right away when it opens up, I get this sweet, yummy vanilla. Oh, this is so good. I get the spices, I get the ginger. It's almost giving me cocktail, but what makes it kind of go in that gourmand direction for me is the gingerbread note and the spicy notes. This is definitely fall. This is fall in a bottle. It's fresh, it's warm, it's sweet, it's a little soft spicy. It is gorgeous. I'm actually gonna wear this to work tomorrow. I'm just gonna leave it out. I'm not even gonna put it up because baby, what are we doing here? I need to be pulling for this more often because it is a dream, honey. It is a yellow, sweet gingerbread pineapple dream. That's what they should have named it. Make it. I hope it's not discontinued because this is one y'all really need to try. I cannot tell you exactly when or where. Well, I can tell you where. I was in Sephora, but I can't tell you when I first smelled this fragrance. I have always loved this fragrance. And this, when I first smelled it, it was like an exclusive, okay? It was so far out of my price range. I mean, it still is now today. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely was back in the day. If it was the price that it is today, back then, girl, I wouldn't have never got it, okay? I wouldn't have never got it. I feel like at some point I was able to purchase it, but I'm glad I purchased it when I did because I feel like a lot of Tom Ford fragrances have just, for some ridiculous reason, skyrocketed for no reason at all. And he don't even own a company anymore. So anyway, don't let me get on that rant. But anyway, I said all that to say that I've had a love affair with this fragrance since the first day I smelled it. And this is Tuscan Leather by none other than Tom Ford. And this is from the Private Blend collection. This fragrance was first released in 2007. So this is absolutely one of my favorite fragrances by Tom Ford. And it's funny because I just added it to the collection like 2 years ago. I think because maybe I bought it during one of the Sephora VIB sales. I feel like that's when you got to catch the Tom Fords. Like when Nordstrom and Sephora and whoever else had their little sales on these Tom Ford fragrances, baby, you better jump, okay? That's when I like to buy them because I just can't see myself paying full price for a fragrance that was released in 2007. I feel like in my mind at this point, the price would have significantly went down, but it ain't happening that way. I want to say this might have been the fragrance to really put me on to leathery notes. And I'm not the biggest fan of leathery notes. I know for someone that has a huge collection, I am a very picky girl. I think at this point in my fragrance journey, I know what I like and what I don't like. Like I've played around long enough to just really, you know what I'm saying, get what I want, okay? Like, and that's really what it is. It took me a while to get there. I'm not even gonna lie. It took me a while to get there, but I'm here now, and I really don't play around. I'm gonna spray a little bit. The leather in here is so freaking realistic. When I smell it, it just reminds me of an expensive leather good, like a leather bag, some leather boots, a cute moto jacket. That's what this is giving. Like, ooh, I promise you. I've smelled a lot of leathers, and this one by far is the most realistic. This one may not have been targeted specifically for men, but back in my day, like back in 2007, I wasn't the woman that I am now. So I think I feel like every time I smell this, it gave me masculinity, and that's probably why I pushed it into that men's category. I have a totally new appreciation for Tom Ford's Tuscan leather. Oh, it smells so good. You get the saffron in here. There's a little bit of spice here, maybe some nutmeg. There's something going on, but I'm definitely picking up that saffron, which is a spice. There's some thyme in here in the top that's adding to that soft spiciness that I'm getting. There's some olibanum in here, which is a resin that comes off a little smoky. This smells like a motorcycle boy Okay, that's what it smells like. Super sexy, and I simply adore it. I really do. All right, so this next fragrance could remind some of you of the 99s and the 2000s as well. I don't know exactly when this fragrance was released, but this is Armani Code Absolu. And I did thoroughly enjoy the Armani Code that was made for women. I've actually been telling myself that I'm gonna purchase another bottle of that. I have Armani Code Cashmere, that was a fan fave and it's been discontinued, and I got lucky and found a bottle of that. That is in my private stash that really I just adore and wear, you know, like maybe once a year, if that much. I do have a collection of fragrances that are discontinued that are very extremely popular and hard to find. So I put that cashmere one in that area, okay? But this one gives me the vibes of the original Armani Code for women. This is another one that has a suede note in it, but I think it is really nice. So I am pulling that super sweet, intense vanilla. The orange blossom could be making this a little bit more sweeter as well, because I feel like orange blossom has a tendency in the dry down to smell syrupy sweet, in my opinion. So that could be adding to that intense vanilla smell that I'm getting. You know, as I smell this, it is putting me in the frame of mind of fragrance by Tom Ford called Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Okay, so if you like Tom Ford's Noir Extreme, you will like this one because they could be like cousins. I wouldn't say they're exact, but they do. It's definitely giving me those vibes for sure. But yeah, this is delicious. Oh, this is really nice. Another great one for fall. Another one that if I blindfolded you, like if you're a woman and I blindfolded you and I put this to your nose, you would probably say this is giving more niche than masculine. You would never guess this is an Armani fragrance either. Like you just wouldn't, unless you're very familiar with Armani Code and that Armani Code DNA. I feel like they all have this like embedded DNA in them that kind of gives them like a signature, okay? Not saying that they all smell the same, but they all have the same vibes. I'm not even gonna fake the funk and lie to you guys. I do get gifted fragrances. Probably at this point, I've been getting gifted more than I ever have since I started reviewing fragrances on YouTube. But I will tell you, this particular gift really warmed my heart, because usually when the brand gift you, they are gifting you fragrances of their newest launch or their newest release. They're not always like asking you what you want. You know what? I'm gonna put it out there. This is the first brand that said, okay, let us know what fragrance you want and we'll send it to you. And I was so surprised, because I didn't want the newest release, because I had heard so many like negative reviews on it, and I smelled this one years ago and it's always been on my wish list, and it was just one of the best gifted fragrances that I've received this year. This year was really a year full of surprises for me with fragrances. But y'all, I'm gonna cherish this one for the rest of my life. But let me stop talking and show y'all the perfume, okay? The Parfum, okay? This is, my baby, Enigma Parfum Cologne by Roja Dove. Ooh, I love this one. This is my baby, y'all. This is my baby. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? Earlier this year, I was screaming and hollering. And when I say earlier this year, I mean like January. I was screaming and hollering for a Coca-Cola scented fragrance. Like, you know, there's fragrances that out here that smell like Coca-Cola, okay? If you in Fredcom, you know what I'm talking about. What I get is rum, I get vanilla, I get heliotrope. I feel like I get almonds, but I don't think there's any almonds in here. I get ginger, I get a little woodiness maybe. I get some creamy sandalwood. And all of that combined, believe it or not, turns into the best cherry Coca-Cola smell that I've ever smelled in my life, unless I was drinking a cherry Coca-Cola. Now, there is no cherries here. There is no almond here, because sometimes y'all will hear me say almond comes off smelling like cherries. There's no cherries here, okay? Maybe it's the Tonka. I think I said rum, but there's actually cognac in here. So I don't know if it's from the heliotrope. I don't know. I don't know what creates this beautiful cherry Coca-Cola vibe that I get from this fragrance. All I know is that this fragrance smells warm, sweet, rich. It smells like, again, cherry Coca-Colas. It smells expensive. It smells delicious. And I want to say this too. There are probably 2 other versions of this fragrance, and it can be quite confusing. Again, this is Enigma Parfum Cologne. So this next fragrance is actually from a Middle Eastern brand. It's called Offine. That's the brand name, but the fragrance is called Supremacy Silver. This is what the bottle looks like. Okay, not too bad. You know, some bottles get a little crazy, but I think this one is pretty decent. Now, the reason why I adore this fragrance is because it reminds me of Creed Aventus. And if you have been living under a rock, then you don't know what Creed Aventus is. And let me just tell you, Creed Aventus is one of the most popular fragrances made by the House of Creed. It is this somewhat woody, citrusy, aquatic creation that just, when I first smelled it, it just sent me into a tizzy, okay? It sent me, I went crazy. It is one of the most sexiest fragrances, I feel like, from the whole Creed collection. And y'all don't hear me go on and on and on about Creed. There are a handful of Creed fragrances that I really do love. Aventus is one of them. Aventus is the other one, okay? But again, I like Supremacy by Offine because it gives me the Creed vibe. But I feel like this one has a oudiness to it, a slight oud that Creed Aventus doesn't have, in my opinion. I don't know, I haven't studied Creed Aventus that much because I just could never wrap my head around spending $400, $500 on that bottle. So I think I only had like a decant in my whole life. And I feel like I have like that much left in the decant, which I'm saving. I don't know why, maybe for a special occasion. Who knows why? But anyway, in this fragrance, you have pineapple. You have these citrusy notes. So pull the ambergris in this fragrance, the oak moss. There is something green here too. Maybe the patchouli. Oh, I can't forget about that musk. Definitely pulling the musk here. One that I would pull for in the spring and summer because it has that fresh, clean, citrusy feel to it. I mean, you can get away with wearing this in the cooler months. A lot of the perfumers I've talked to in the past are actually encouraging us to wear our citrusy fragrances in the cooler months because citrus is one of those notes that has a tendency to fleet. Okay, fairly quickly, it disappears very fast, but supposedly in the cooler months, it lingers a little bit longer. I'm actually gonna put that to the test this year. I was supposed to try it last year. I don't think I did, girl. And if I did, I can't remember. I barely can remember what I did yesterday. But anyway, yeah, give Supremacy a try if you like that Creed Aventus DNA. This next fragrance I actually got on recommendation of the perfume guy here on YouTube. His name is Sebastian. I love his channel. I watch him all the time. And he was talking about affordable fragrance. Or was he talking about dupes? It might have been a dupe video, even though I can't remember. But He recommended this fragrance. This is called Mustache by Roa Man. And this is a fairly new fragrance to my collection. As y'all can see, the bottle is huge. I want to say this is like a 3.4 fluid ounce bottle. It is big. The reason why I picked this one up on his recommendation is because he said that it gave Tuxedo by YSL. And a while ago, another friend of mine who's in Fragcom sent me a sample of Tuxedo, which I still have like maybe a little bit left, and I actually fell in love with it. I actually really liked it, and I knew I didn't want to spend that YSL money. So I ended up getting Mustache. Once I heard Sebastian talk about it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to get that. In this fragrance, you have notes of pink pepper, mandarin orange, cedar, Bulgarian rose, benzoin, vanilla, and patchouli. I can tell you, like, when I wear this, I get a lot of compliments. So this is an easy wear, so easy to wear. This is one you can wear to work, date night. If you're into like these sweet, vanillic, soft, spicy fragrances, then you will like this one. This has a little bit of like a fizzy pop. Think of a soda. When you first open a can of soda and you get this fizziness where it kind of like tickles your nose. I'm thinking that's from the pink pepper, but that's what it does to me. And then I get this sweet vanilla. I get a little bit of the orange. Even though there's patchouli here, I'm not picking up much on the patchouli, but I am getting a heavy dose of vanilla because there's also benzoin in here, and benzoin is a resin. It looks like rocks, okay, like an ambery colored rocks, but they have a tendency to come off smelling very sweet and vanillic to me. So you're getting a lot of vanilla in here. Someone who you smelled Tuxedo by YSL and you like that DNA, but you don't like that dollar sign, get Mustache by Roa. And it might be Mustache. I'm gonna say Mustache, honey. Like, I'm gonna call it Mustache by Roa. This is very nice. You know what? I should have talked about this one earlier on because this is another one that I've had in my collection for quite a while now. And it probably was like my third fragrance that I bought that was targeted for men. And I don't even know why I bought this. Yes, I do, because it smells good. Who am I kidding here? More than likely, I was in Sephora smelling some things in the men's section at Sephora, where we're at today, okay? But y'all, my baby right here. This is none other than Spicebomb by Viktor and Rolf. Baby, this has been a favorite of mine from, y'all, I can't even tell you. Like, I do have a little dent there. Y'all see the dent there. This is one of those fragrances where I cannot wear it any other time than when it's cold, because it is exactly what the name says. It gives that bomb, spice bomb, okay? So I have to be very mindful, okay, when I wear this fragrance. Another one with pink pepper in the top, some elemi, bergamot, grapefruit. In the middle, we have cinnamon, saffron, we have paprika, okay? The base, we have tobacco, leather, and vetiver. It's so many great things I can say about this fragrance. This never gets old. So immediately I'm pulling the pink pepper, of course. I may be getting a little bit of that paprika too, I ain't even gonna lie. But I feel like I'm getting the grapefruit here. I'm getting something citrusy, something a little smoky. Maybe that's from the elemi. I'm not very versed in elemi, but it is a resin. And a lot of times to me, resins come off either smelling sweet or they smell like incense or they smell smoky, which is the same thing, okay? I am getting a beautiful soft leather. I like the leather in here. It's almost undetectable because I feel like everything else, like the spicy notes, are like drowning it out. This is sweet because there is some vanilla in here, I believe. But for the most part, it is smoky. And y'all, let me just tell y'all that Spicebomb Intense or Extreme, that's been on my list for a while now, but I haven't been able to justify it because I haven't finished this bottle, or I haven't even made it like halfway through this bottle. So it doesn't, like, I can't justify buying a new bottle of Spicebomb Intense, even though I have smelled it and I think it's fabulous. Ooh, child, that paprika must be getting to me, girl. Oh, like I said in the beginning when I first started talking about this fragrance, this is another one that I can only wear when it is super, super cold outside, because if I wear it any other time than that, I'm gonna choke somebody out, or I'm gonna choke myself out, because this is very heavy on the spice. I don't know what this is giving, okay, but I just love it. I love it. It's just really sexy. This one is going to be masculine. Heard people compare this to one of those fragrances by Inicio. I don't know if it's Side Effects or Rehab. I don't know. But y'all, I love it. I love the heat. Okay, again, this is Spicebomb by Viktor and Rolf. And I know you guys have smelled some of these fragrances before because y'all have partners, y'all have husbands, y'all have boyfriends, significant others, things of that nature that wear cologne and that wear these type of fragrances. But I would encourage you to spray them on yourself. Just one day, just a little spray, and see how it makes you feel. I think you will be thoroughly surprised. If you have made it through this video, baby, you are an OG, okay? You deserve to click that subscribe button. That subscribe button is waiting on you to be clicked, honey. You might as well go ahead and click it, because if you made it through this video, you part of the family now, okay? You part of the family. Comment down below if you have any of the fragrances I mentioned in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you are having a fabulous day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.